If you live in Arizona, in or around the Phoenix area, and you're considering bankruptcy, you'll love this tip from Christy Thompson of ArizonaLegalAdvocacy.com.
Is it true that I can protect my property by hiding it or giving it away before I file bankruptcy?
You know, I get that question all the time, Cindy, and how it comes up is people will sit down with me and they'll say, well, I have a car, and my wife has a car, and then our son, who lives at home with us, he also has a car. So we do the math, and we figure out that both the husband's and wife's cars are worth about $5,000 apiece. And in Arizona, you can have vehicles in a bankruptcy for two individuals, up to two vehicles, worth up to a total of $10,000. Well, this is a bit of a dilemma because their son's car is paid off, and it's titled to them as well. So that car is not protected in bankruptcy. And typically when I give them that explanation, most people will say, well, that's okay. I'll just go ahead and change title. There lies the problem. We don't have the right to do that. The court looks back and reviews all of the assets that you have prior to filing bankruptcy, and they'll ask you, did you receive fair market value for that car when you sold it to your son, when you changed title? And, of course, the answer was no. They didn't have the ability to pay them. Now, we do have solutions for that, but a solution is not to simply change title or not to change title to a piece of real estate that can't be protected. And so the answer to your question is no, you should never change title to your property by hiding it or giving it away before you file. It's actually a crime in bankruptcy, and the court trustee who will be appointed to your case has the right to actually take the property back from the individual who you gave it to. So both you and the person who you gave it to can get in trouble in bankruptcy. We have solutions for that, but hiding it or giving it away is not the solution.
Is it true that I will lose my job if I file bankruptcy?
Absolutely not. And people worry about that all the time. They're always concerned, is my employer going to find out? I get that question a lot. And the answer is no. Your employer is not going to find out. And also, the bankruptcy code, which is what everyone needs to follow in bankruptcy, requires an employer not to fire someone in retaliation for filing bankruptcy. So first of all, your employer is never notified of your bankruptcy. The only way they would know is if you told them. And secondly, if they were to find out and they thought of firing you for bankruptcy, then they also could be in trouble for doing so. So no, you won't lose your job.
Is it true that if I filed for bankruptcy before, I can't file again?
That's not true. People file bankruptcies more than once, and I have had clients that have come in. Now, there's a timeline there. You can only file a Chapter 7 every 8 years. However, if you had gotten yourself in trouble and were facing something, you may have filed a Chapter 7, and then 6 years later, you could file a Chapter 13. So you can file a bankruptcy more than once. There is certainly the possibility of doing so.
Thanks, Christy. We appreciate you answering our questions. If you have specific questions for Christy or would like to find out more about filing for bankruptcy in or around Phoenix, Arizona, visit Christy's website at ArizonaLegalAdvocacy.com.